Hi everyone, I'm Karen from Makeup and Beauty Blog, and today we're going to be talking about the new MAC Guo Pei Collection. So one of the fun things I think about following and collecting MAC is their limited edition packaging. There's been so many beautiful designs throughout the years that have been both memorable and iconic, like Fafi, Heatherette, Hello Kitty, just to name a few. And I think that this new collection, Guo Pei, will go down in MAC history as definitely one to remember. Now this one is coming out very soon. It'll be online on September 24th and at select MAC stores October 1st through November 1st. It's 16 pieces with makeup for eyes, lips, cheeks, face, and there's 2 brushes as well. So with this collection, the big thing is the packaging, and I have to show you, it's so beautiful. It's one of those special designs that sort of takes your breath away. It's got this beautiful lush floral design. It's like you're in a fantasy garden, and I love this little ladybug here. She's so cute. I love ladybugs. They're one of my favorite little things. For some reason I find them all the time in my house. The green ones are popular in my neighborhood, and I find them and I always pick them up and put them outside, and this just reminds me of home. Anyways, there's another additional element to this collection, and that's fabric. So when you run out your hands across the top of the compacts, and I didn't notice this at first when I first opened this up, I just noticed, I was wowed by the design, but when you run your hands, you can kind of hear a sound, and that's because it's, when you run your fingers, you can hear a sound, and that's because it's a textile. It's fabric, and it's on all of the compacts, and the lip glosses here in the top, and the lipsticks too. And they've got this additional sort of edge so that you can see the stitching, and it's very, very different. So it might not be the most practical thing in the world because it's going to get a little dirty. Oh, and here it is on the brushes. This is the face brush and the eye brush too. It's got the same pattern, the same textile, and that sort of edge there. So yeah, they might not be the most practical thing, as when they get dirty, you'll have to lift off the dirt, and if that kind of thing makes you crazy, that might bother you. But man, they're so beautiful, so pretty. And when you open them up, you can see this in the beauty powder. I'm just covering up, there's a huge mirror here that I'm covering up. I don't want the lights to blind you. But there's this really pretty design of, I think it's a flower on the inside as well. So the fabric makes sense when you learn a little bit more about the person behind the collection. So who is Guo Pei? I had to Google her, and apparently she's a very famous fashion designer in China, and she's known for her elaborate couture creations. And her collections are sewn entirely by hand, and some of the gowns take years to make. She was recently thrust into the global spotlight when she did a gown for Rihanna that she wore to, Rihanna wore to the Met Gala earlier in the summer, and it was this bright yellow, canary yellow dress with this huge train and elaborate embroidering. And there was Rihanna, who's so gorgeous to start off with, and this yellow dress, and it popped against the red carpet. It was gorgeous. It was a total moment. And some people said that it looked like omelet, but whatever, I thought it was really pretty. So you get that sense of lush opulence with this collection as well, not just in the packaging, but in the colors. There's a lot of jewel tones, like in the Night Sky Compact. There's blues, juicy warm neutrals, touches of graphite, and then pinks, reds, corals on the lips and cheeks. So for a collection that has such a springy garden appearance on the outside, it feels surprisingly autumnal, especially with the pops of coppers and the browns and the reds, plus with the jewel tones and the blues and the grays. It feels very much like a fall collection, but something that's unlike your typical fall collection. So I think it fits in right into the makeup that is happening at this time. Excuse me. So the standouts, I think, are the 2 eye palettes. I was really impressed with these. This one is the one with the blues, and this one is Night Sky, and the one with the neutrals and the coppers and the brown is Morning Light, and that's the one that I'm wearing right now on my eyes. So sometimes I've noticed that with MAC limited edition compacts, I love you MAC, but sometimes the LE compacts, they're so touch and go. You just never know what you're gonna get. Sometimes, I run my fingers across the pans, and they're so hard, and it's just, you don't get a lot of payoff. And, sometimes it just, you just never know. But with these, I think that they're very good. The quality is totally comparable to something that you'd find if you bought a single in the MAC Permanent line. The textures are soft. They swatch beautifully. I only needed one layer to get the opacity of that I got here in these swatches. And they're soft, easy to blend. I'm wearing this right now, and I didn't find any of the colors choppy at all. And I do have to give a shout out to Amber Lights. It's a re-promoted color in the Morning Light collection. It's one of my favorites from the MAC Permanent line. It's a beautiful shimmery copper. And although I haven't had the chance to wear this blue quad yet, I do think that the colors are they should blend and, hello brain fart moment, they should blend easily. Sorry, I'm having these moments lately where I like just totally blank. I've been doing this weird thing. I don't know, maybe it's called pregnancy brain. I don't know. Like I've been doing things that I never do. Like I went to breakfast a week ago, and I left my purse at like the restaurant, and I never do that kind of thing. So if I blank out at any given time, my bad. Anyways, the blue quad. Haven't had the chance to wear this on my eyes yet, but it swatches beautifully, and the colors, the shadows feel buttery and rich. Also really like the blushes. Now these take a while to build up on the skin. They're not as opaque but in the swatches, but on the skin they go on really beautifully. There's much more pigmentation. Sorry for the stray cat hair. His tabs has been hanging out here on my table again. This is Red Water Lily, and this is Lotus Blossom. I wore this shade Lotus Blossom a couple days ago, and I got about 6 to 7 hour wear time. And Red Water Lily, this is really, really pretty. However, it's super pigmented. So don't go crazy with this. Use a very light hand and maybe perhaps a fan brush. I used this blush brush that comes with the collection, and I spent a lot of time buffing it down. It was so bright. So yeah, just a word to the wise. So for the lipsticks and lip glosses, there's 3 of them, and they're really pretty in terms of, well, there's 3 lipsticks. That's them here, and there's 3 lip glosses, and I have them swatched here on the back of my hand, and these are mostly super creamy. None of them really jumped out at me. The only one that jumped out at me was the coral shade, and that's this one. It's Ethereal Orchid. I'm a big coral fan. Like, I just wish, I wear it all the time throughout spring and summer, and I think this is more of like a transition of this, more as a transitional. Oh, I'm so sorry you guys about I'm noticing all the cat hair on these products. I really have to change the towel that I have on here. Anyways, I think of this more as a transitional fall coral. It's the one that I have on my lips. It's still coral, but it's not as punchy or bright as what you'd see like in spring or summer. So a few notes on the fluid lines. They have this limited edition packaging with the gold cap. If you purchase this in store, before you leave the store, be sure to open up the box and check the fluid line before you leave. I've noticed that with all three that I opened up, the caps were loose. I don't know if it's a packaging issue. They were very loose, and the fluid lines inside seemed a little drier than usual. So that's just something to check. Okay, what else? So two last things. The beauty powder, which is called Soft Moonlight, I think will register better on lighter skin tones. I'm wearing it here as a highlighting powder, and I didn't really notice that much of a difference. And, okay, now here's the last thing. So one combo I think to take note of is this fluid line, which is called Blue Fountain, and this lipstick, Brave Red. So together it seems like it would be a whole lot of look, right? But the two together are so pretty. I saw a similar combination on one of the MAC artists at the MAC Pro Store on Powell Street a few days ago. She was wearing a bright red lip and this beautiful light just teal liner on her upper lash line, and it looked so good together. You would think that it would be a lot, but it's actually not. And I was playing this weekend and I tried these two on. I really liked them a lot together. Anyways, I hope this gave you a nice overview of the MAC Guo Pei collection. Look out for it soon at MAC counters and online. Oh, so pretty. I'm just going to run my fingers over this one more time. Anyways, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.